The rain fell hard that night in South Memphis, beating on the rusted tin roof of a one-room house that leaned slightly to the left, like it had given up standing tall years ago. Inside, a small boy named Malik sat on the edge of a torn mattress, staring at the last piece of fried chicken left on a chipped plate. The smell was faint now. Most of the meal had been eaten yesterday, and this piece had been saved carefully, wrapped in a napkin and hidden away. He wasn't saving it because he wasn't hungry. He was starving. He was saving it because that's what his mom had taught him. Never eat the last bit, baby, she always said with a tired smile. Save it for someone who might need it more. His mother, Charlene, was out looking for work again. She'd been gone since sunrise, walking miles between diners, motels, and gas stations, hoping someone might need help cleaning or cooking. Malik hadn't gone to school that week, their electricity had been cut off, and he didn't want to show up in the same clothes again. He could hear the wind outside whistling through the cracks in the walls. The only light in the room came from a candle stub sitting in an old jelly jar. Then came the knock. It wasn't loud, just a soft, hesitant tap 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 that echoed in the quiet. Malik froze. Nobody ever came by after dark. He opened the door slowly, and there stood a man, drenched, shivering, his coat torn at the sleeve. He was white, maybe in his late 40s, with tired blue eyes and a face that had seen better days. "Hey there, kid," the man said, his voice cracked from the cold. "Sorry to bother you. I missed the last bus and been walking for hours. You think I could sit somewhere dry for a bit?" Malik didn't answer right away. He didn't know this man. The streets weren't kind, and his mom had warned him about letting strangers in. But when he looked closer, at the man's trembling hands, the mud on his shoes, the way he looked not dangerous but lost, something in his heart pushed him forward. "You can come in," Malik said quietly. The man stepped inside, glancing around the tiny space. There was nothing to steal. Nothing to see. Just an old blanket, a stack of books from the church giveaway, and a boy who shouldn't have had to grow up so fast. Malik offered him the rickety chair by the window. The man sat down and let out a long sigh. "Name's Jack," he said after a moment. "Used to drive trucks before, well, before life decided I needed humblin'." He gave a short laugh that didn't sound happy. Malik nodded, not sure what to say. He could feel his stomach tightening again, that painful, twisting reminder that he hadn't eaten since yesterday. Jack noticed. "You got any family around, son?" "My mom," Malik said. "She's workin', I think." Jack looked at the single plate on the floor. The cold chicken leg sat there, glistening faintly in the candlelight. "That your dinner?" he asked softly. Malik hesitated. Then, quietly, he nodded. Jack swallowed hard. "You go on, eat up. Don't worry about me." Malik shook his head. "You look cold. And hungry." Jack chuckled under his breath. "Well, I ain't exactly dancin', that's true." Malik picked up the plate and held it out. "You can have it," he said simply. Jack blinked, startled. No, son, I can't take your food." "It's okay," Malik said. "Mama says if you got something to share, you ain't poor. Just blessed different." The man stared at him for a long time, his throat tightening. Then, slowly, he took the plate. "You sure?" Malik nodded. Jack ate in silence, small bites at first, then faster as if afraid it would disappear. When he finished, he looked down at the empty plate, his eyes wet. "Thank you," he whispered. "You don't know what that means." Malik just shrugged, embarrassed by the man's emotion. "You can sleep here tonight," he said. "It's warmer inside." Jack didn't protest. He lay down on the floor beside the wall, using his coat as a pillow. Malik sat beside the candle, watching the flame flicker against the cracked plaster. That night, two people who had nothing shared everything they had. A roof, a meal, and a bit of kindness that neither of them would forget. When Malik woke up the next morning, the stranger was gone. But there was something different, a folded note under the candle and a small wad of bills tucked beneath it. He picked it up and read the note. "You fed me when I had nothing. I can't forget that. I'll be back." There was $200, more money than Malik had ever seen in his life. When Charlene came home that afternoon, she was limping, her shoes torn, her face tired. She saw the money on the table and froze. "Malik, where'd this come from?" He told her everything, the knock, the stranger, the meal, the note. She stared at him in disbelief, then hugged him so tight he could hardly breathe. You did good, baby, she whispered, tears rolling down her cheeks. Weeks passed. The money paid for food, light, and a bit of hope. Charlene found work cleaning at a diner, and Malik started going back to school. But they never saw Jack again. Until one Saturday morning, when a black SUV pulled up outside their house, the kind of car that didn't belong on their street. Malik was playing with a soccer ball when the window rolled down, and a familiar face smiled at him from the driver's seat. It was Jack, but he didn't look the same. He was clean-shaven, wearing a crisp gray suit, and there was a shine in his eyes that wasn't there before. "Hey, kid," he said. "Remember me?" Malik's jaw dropped. "Jack." Charlene came to the door, wiping her hands on a towel, confused. Jack stepped out of the car, walked over, and took her hand. "Ma'am, you don't know me, but your son saved my life." Charlene frowned. "Saved your life?" He nodded. "That night, I was done. Lost my job, my house, my wife. I was walkin' to the bridge that night. Then your boy opened the door, shared his last meal with me, and treated me like a person when I didn't feel like one anymore." He took a deep breath. "After that night, I went to rehab, got back in touch with some old business partners. Turns out, life still had plans for me." He smiled down at Malik. "And now, I've got plans for you too." From the SUV, two men stepped out carrying boxes, groceries, clothes, and a brand new laptop. Then Jack handed Charlene an envelope. "There's a letter in there, and a key. The letter explains everything. The keys to your new house. It's paid for. No rent, no bills for a year." Charlene's knees buckled. Malik caught her arm as she stared at the man in shock. "I can't take this," she whispered. "Yes, you can," Jack said gently. "Because kindness deserves a return." He looked at Malik, eyes glistening. "You gave me hope when I didn't deserve it. The least I can do is give you a chance to dream bigger." Malik hugged him tight, his small arms barely reaching around the man's waist. "Thank you, Jack." Jack smiled. "No, kid, thank you." Years later, when Malik was graduating from college, the first in his family to do so, he walked across the stage wearing a suit almost as sharp as Jack's. In the front row sat his mother, beaming through tears, and next to her, Jack, now older, grinning with pride. When Malik took the microphone to give his speech, he paused, looking out at the crowd. He didn't tell them about the hunger, or the night that changed everything. He just said, "Sometimes, one small act of kindness can change the whole world. I know, because it changed mine." And in the back of the auditorium, a few people wiped their eyes, not knowing the full story, but feeling the truth of it all the same.